We're just off Newtonard Road, a loyalist area of East Belfast, where masked men torch the homes and cars of non-white families. Along the street there is not one, not two, but 3 torched cars, and actually you can still smell the burning in the air from when this took place a few nights ago. On the 9th of June, following a stabbing by a Sudanese man, riots raged across the city. Gangs targeted anyone perceived to be foreign. On Wednesday night, a hit list of addresses belonging to immigrants began to circulate online and in WhatsApp groups. I travelled to an area that was heavily targeted. In this area alone, 4 families have been evacuated and rehoused, not by the British government or the police, but by 2 local organisations called Anaka and the Participation Practice of Rights, the PPR. These organisations are made up mostly of women from Northern Irish and migrant backgrounds. Tawassul Mohammed is Sudanese and has lived in Belfast for 10 years. This week, she and many other non-white residents have been living in fear.
I am scared, everyone is scared. I have kept my kids at home since this happened. They didn't go to school. I'm asking them not to leave the house, not to open the door. We're keeping the curtains and blinds closed all the time. And this is not an environment you want your kids to live in. On Tuesday night, we got calls. We had like around 12 families evacuate their homes, and these were families whose houses were burned, windows smashed, their vehicles were set on fire. Families, when they contacted us, all of them said they have been calling the police for a long time and no response from the police. Some families waited for more than an hour for the police to arrive.
We were faced yesterday, the emergency response group were evacuating families out of their houses, bringing them to the church hall that we've been operating out of. We were then had a group of volunteers who were finding them emergency accommodation because there was no offer from the housing executive to place people. They had nowhere to go after their houses had been attacked. That outpouring of support and solidarity has just been incredible, and I just want to highlight that because we've all seen all the horrific news and what's happened, but what we're not seeing is how a group of completely unresourced people with very little funding running out of a church hall that that have just opened their doors and let us run a crisis centre, where there's been no coordinated state response to open a crisis centre to give people a place to go. We're being called by international charities and organisations with huge resources to bring people who are asking if people can come here because they don't know what to do. Is that we're going to lose so many incredible people from our community who just felt completely abandoned. No one who feels like that is going to stay. They're going to take their kids and they're going to leave the city and go wherever they can.
Those places, it's overwhelming. It's difficult to see all this happening for innocent people. They all have nothing to do with this crime, and but at the same time, the amount of support from the communities here and from the local people, and the numbers of people offering support and being around, running to those people asking for support and to be evacuated from their homes, it was incredible.
Northern Ireland does not have an immigration problem, despite what some people say. We do have a racism problem. If anybody was in any doubt of that, they just have to see the scenes on our streets over recent days. And it's not the first time. This is the 3rd summer in a row, and each year the violence has got more widespread, it has got worse and has affected more people. The far-right racist groups, anti-immigration groups, have become more organised and more emboldened, and we sort of knew, or at least feared, that this was going to happen at some time this summer, and that I think there were people waiting for a spark, if you like, to light the fire, to give themselves the excuse, the political cover, to do exactly what they have done this week, which is to single out people of different skin colour, of different country of origin, of different faith, and attack them, attack their homes, burn them out of their homes, and try to force them to leave Northern Ireland. One sinister element of the racist violence here in Northern Ireland that doesn't exist elsewhere in the UK is that of organised and armed paramilitary groups operating in the shadows. So while they may not be directing or coordinating all of the violence, They have been an active presence in numerous racist attacks over recent years and are certainly, at the very least, on the sidelines.
This isn't just pure racism. People are just trying to find any excuse to take their anger out on people. And I am not, again, I don't paint people with the same brushes, but it is unfortunately the loyalist side, which is the Protestant side. That doesn't mean all Protestants or loyalist people are like that, but that is who is instigating all these riots. And it's devastating to see because a lot of the immigrants are placed into these areas